Hi everyone and Merry Christmas. Here we are, Christmas for 2023, and the news keeps on happening, so we're here to bring it to you, although I do have plenty of people coming around later for dinner, well about 6:30 tonight. So we'll do the program, probably a little bit shorter than usual, same tomorrow, but we will make sure we bring all the main news stories and a big focus on, I'm sad to say, safety, particularly marine safety today. We start off with Phuket-go.com. 2 people still missing after 2 sinkings in the Gulf and 1 off Khao Lak. So there's been 3 incidents over the past 3 days with marine safety and 2 people still missing. Let's see what's going on. In a recent incident off the shores of Pattaya, a tourist boat named Sea Beach capsized on Saturday evening, leaving 27 foreign tourists stranded floating in the Gulf of Thailand. The rescue operation led by the Port Authority successfully brought the group, including 3 crew members, back to shore. The incident, occurring around 6 p.m, was a result of the boat encountering strong waves, causing it to capsize suddenly. As we'll find out later, the boat basically fell apart. And most of the rescued Russian tourists sustained injuries with signs of shock and distress. Initial medical treatment was provided on shore, and 5 tourists were subsequently transferred to hospital for further care. And the boat captain reported that the morning trip had taken approximately 30 Russian tourists to Koh Tao for activities, and the evening return was disrupted by sudden strong waves. And the Sea Beach Catamaran, designed for about 40 passengers, was unable to withstand the prevailing conditions. Meanwhile, on the Andaman coast in the Phang Nga province, 2 people remain missing following another marine incident. That's really just to the north of where I live here, on the Andaman Sea. And the scuba diving boat named the Sawan Tour capsized around 11 p.m. on Friday due to strong winds. The boat, which had picked up 18 tourists from the Taplamu Pier, servicing visitors to Khao Lak, sank in the Surin Islands National Park, and as of the latest update, 16 passengers have been rescued. 2 individuals, a cook on the boat and a British tourist, are still missing. And we'll find out a bit more about that British tourist in just a moment. But a 3rd incident, this one on Friday morning, the Tsandi Manisap 3 ferry en route to the popular diving destination of Koh Tao sank after being battered by 3-metre high waves, and the vessel, weighing around 115 tonnes, was unable to cope with the waves approximately 4 nautical miles off the Koh Tao shore. Now, a boat that size, honestly, should be able to withstand 3-metre waves. It's just a matter, I would suggest, of good seamanship. And authorities at the Koh Tao Rescue Radio Centre were alerted at 8 a.m, reporting that seawater had breached the ferry, damaging its water pumps. The ferry, carrying around 70 passengers, primarily foreign tourists and crew, waited as the rescue operation swung into action. And speedboats and other vessels manned by rescue workers and police reached the distressed ferry by 9:10 a.m. They successfully evacuated the passengers and crew, transferring them to 2 other boats and safely transported them back to the Koh Tao Pier. The boat eventually sank around 10:30 a.m. Now, photos can be deceptive, but really the photo there does not give you any indication of 3-metre waves. And then the Meteorological Department had previously issued warnings about strong winds, high waves in the Gulf of Thailand, and heavy to very heavy rain along the eastern coast of the southern region from Friday through till Tuesday. Small boats had been advised to stay ashore during this period. And so often these warnings seem to be ignored. But let's see if we can find out more about this British tourist who remains missing. And this is from The Telegraph. It says, fears grow for British woman missing after diving boat sinks off Thailand. And a 57-year-old Millie Young, originally from Brighton, and a female Thai crew member were still unaccounted for on Sunday evening. And the rest of that article behind a paywall at The Telegraph, but at least we've identified her as a 57-year-old, and we do hope she does get found. And now a little bit more information about the sinking of that catamaran off Pattaya. And reported in PattayaMail.com, 29 souls survived catamaran near disaster off Pattaya. And if you have a look at that photo, well, that catamaran literally just fell apart. And according to the survivors, the boat started to lean to one side shortly after leaving the island. This is Koh Tao, and they said they felt strong waves and water rushing into the boat, and the crew members quickly handed out life jackets and instructed the passengers to stay calm. Some nearby boats also came to their aid and helped them board. And the captain said he suspected the boat's tilt was caused by a detached catamaran. Well, a catamaran being the two hulls, and one of them obviously had broken off. And he said one of the hulls broke off, causing the boat to lose balance. He said he tried to steer the boat to the shore, but it was too late. He praised the rescue teams for their swift and professional response. So, at least in this case, the rescue systems did work, and those 27 Russian people were rescued, taken back to shore. Also, a bit of drama off Koh Samui over the weekend. BangkokPost.com reporting rough seas stymies Samui visit for 5,500 cruise passengers. And rough seas forced the cancellation of a one-day visit to Koh Samui for about 5,500 passengers, mostly Europeans, aboard two cruise liners off the southern resort island on Sunday. And the affected passengers were on the Celebrity Solstice and the Diamond Princess. High wind and waves prevented the passengers from boarding smaller boats to the holiday island in the Gulf of Thailand. But on Saturday, about 1,800 tourists on the Norwegian dual cruise liner from Europe were able to board small boats to the island. On Monday, a further 2,000 travellers were expected to arrive off Koh Samui aboard another cruise ship, the MS Westerdam. So let's check the weather there this morning and see what's going on. And we go to Ventu Sky and we'll check this, which is today. And this is the Angtong Islands. We go to the scale there down on the bottom right. We can see that there's wind around about 30 to 40 kilometres an hour, which in the scheme of things isn't terribly rough, but it is rough for the Gulf of Thailand and does kick up a short, nasty chop. Now, just if we go over to the other side, this is the search area just off the Tuplamu Pier, and we can see that there's quite a strong offshore breeze, but the breeze really doesn't kick in until you do get at least several kilometres offshore. Now, this is the search area for the two missing people, and this is just south of the search area today. Overcast. This is off the Turtle Beach, Tai Muang Beach, and as you can see, there are offshore some 20 kilometre an hour winds, but just close into shore it is quite calm at the moment with a very, very small swell coming to shore. So let's hope that those two people are found. I mean, the water temperature is very warm. They could certainly survive in the water as far as the temperature is concerned. Let's hope that they've got something to hang on to and that they are recovered. It's our Christmas Day program, and hopefully you're going to have a good Christmas wherever you are. Now, to those people that said I'm a hypocrite for celebrating Christmas because I'm an atheist, you've really got to separate the religious dimension of Christmas and also then the secular and I suppose the commercial celebration of Christmas, which has turned into a celebration for many in the West, a time for families and friends to get together, which is certainly the Christmas that I celebrate. So to those anonymous people who are having a go at me and calling me a hypocrite, would go and get a life, and I'm sorry that your lives are so sad that you need to try and bring that particular topic up. Merry Christmas to you too. Now, it was a bit of a problem with safety over the weekend, and this time on the BTS, and Nation Thailand reporting 3 cars damaged as MRT train rails fall on the road. The 3 cars were damaged, but there were no casualties after the conductor rail of the MRT Pink Line fell on the road on Sunday morning. Initial investigation showed that the Pink Line train had departed Minbury Station to Kai Rai. When the train reached the area in front of the Department of Irrigation, the conductor rails connected to the concrete along the train track got dislodged and fell onto the road below, damaging 3 cars. And a source said that numerous people were moving around in that area to buy goods at the market near the Department of Irrigation, and they were lucky to escape unscathed. The train was halted and passengers asked to disembark for safety reasons. Investigators are looking into how the conductor rail got dislodged. The owner of a car that was damaged said he heard loud noises resembling explosions multiple times. When he quickly ran out to see what was happening, he found that his car, which had been parked under the train tracks, had been crushed by the falling steel rails. But this wasn't the only BTS incident over the weekend. Reported by ThaiPBSWorld.com, worker killed at Purple Line train station construction site. And one construction worker was fatally injured when a steel sheet fell and struck him on the head at the construction site of the Purple Line's Wong Wayan Yai station in Bangkok on Sunday morning. The victim, whose identity has not been released at press time, was rushed to Taksan Hospital. He was pronounced dead shortly after arrival, and the accident, which occurred at 6:50 a.m, caused the Mass Rapid Transit Authority of Thailand to suspend subcontractor operations for 7 days. And the MRT also ordered the project builder to remind all its subcontractors to comply strictly with safety procedures on construction sites. A bit of good local news for us living in this particular area: more turtle eggs at the Koh Tao National Park. And officials have confirmed another turtle nest in Catamaran district, Phang Nga, north of Phuket. And the discovery was made in the very early hours of December the 23rd, when officials from the National Park and Operations Centre of the 2nd Marine National Park were alerted to a female leatherback turtle retreating into the ocean. And she was about 210 centimetres in width, and the shell alone measured 110 centimetres. 110 centimetres, just over a metre, that's just over a yard for our American viewers. And a total of 103 eggs were found, 73 of them deemed to be fertilised, and each egg measuring approximately 5.44 centimetres. Quite big, aren't they, the eggs? Poor old turtle pushing so many of those out. And officers moved the nest further up the beach from where the mother turtle laid them, due to the original location being at the high tide mark. And a team from the National Park will keep constant watch to safeguard the health of the eggs, which are expected to take between 55 to 60 days to hatch, meaning they would be due any time between February the 16th and the 20th next year. Oh, a nice little birthday present for me. And, I think this is the third incident over the past 3 or 4 weeks where we've had turtles returning to these local beaches, and the local staff, the national parks, taking these nests very seriously, and they will be well looked after. Thank you for joining us today. Hopefully you have a great Christmas day wherever you are in the world. And we'll be back tomorrow. Might be a slightly shorter program tomorrow. See how we go with our Christmas dinner tonight. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.